You ever pause and wonder if that email you just read or that comment you saw was written by a person or a machine? Yeah, that question isn't science fiction anymore, it's our daily reality. Today, we're diving into generative AI and how it's completely changing our relationship with language. Is it a helpful tool, a creative partner, or is it something that could kind of flatten the way we all communicate? Let's get into it. I mean, this is the big question now, right? Gen AI is already here. It's woven into just about everything. So when we look at any piece of text, what are we really seeing? Is it pure human thought, a machine-generated response? Or, and this is happening more and more, is it some kind of seamless blend of the two? And it is happening everywhere. You look at our schools, and students are co-writing essays with these tools. They're getting instant feedback, trying out new ways of writing. It's a total revolution that honestly was hard to even imagine just a few years ago. And it's not just in the classroom. Researchers are now sifting through massive amounts of data, testing out ideas at mind-boggling speeds. It's really pushing the edge of what's possible in scientific discovery. And you know, for the rest of us, AI is kind of becoming the silent partner in just our normal, everyday chats and emails. But what does that really mean for things like authorship or authenticity, or even just our own unique voice? So this is where we have to pump the brakes a little. There's a potential downside to all this incredible power, a kind of hidden cost that we really need to think about. The risk of what experts are starting to call linguistic flattening. So what in the world is linguistic flattening? Well, imagine an AI that's been trained on just a gigantic library of text, right? And most of that text is in a pretty standard formal style. The AI learns, okay, this is the right way to write. So it starts spitting out that style over and over. And in the process, it can unintentionally push aside all the beautiful diversity of human language. Regional slang, unique personal quirks, all in favor of one single uniform output. Think of it this way. On one hand, you have this rich, messy, vibrant tapestry of human language, just full of different colors and textures. And on the other hand, the AI can sometimes act like a giant filter, smoothing out all those unique bits, leaving us with something that's, well, a little bland and standardized. And if that happens enough, it could actually change what we think of as natural language. So how do we use this amazing technology without losing the very thing that makes our language so special? Well, the key, it turns out, is to completely reframe how we think about it. We need to see AI not as a shortcut to get the answer, but as a scaffold to help build our own thinking. And this is the absolute game changer. Using AI as a shortcut, that's totally passive. You just take what it gives you, no questions asked. But using it as a scaffold, that turns it into this amazing, interactive tool for learning and exploring, with you, the human, firmly in the driver's seat. So what does that actually look like? Well, a student can write their own draft and then compare it to what the AI suggests to see how they can improve. A translator can get a really solid first draft in seconds, which frees them up to focus on the super tricky stuff, the nuance and the culture. It becomes a real partnership. This really nails it. GenAI is an incredible brainstorming partner. It can give you a fantastic foundation to build on. But at the end of the day, you're the architect. You're the one who brings the meaning, the context, and that crucial human touch to whatever you're creating. Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, but how do we actually do it? How do we use these tools day to day while holding on to our own voice and all that richness in our language? The answer is to stop thinking of it as giving a command and start treating it more like having a conversation. Here are 3 super important steps for working with AI. First, and this is a big one, always double check what it tells you. Fact check it. Second, just be open about when and how you're using AI. And third, and this is so important, always take a second to ask yourself, what's missing here? What context, what nuance from my own life isn't being captured in this output? Seriously, if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. AI is here to support your thinking, never ever to replace it. I love this way of thinking about it. Treat the AI like a Socratic partner. You wouldn't just blindly agree with everything your debate partner says, right? You'd challenge them, you'd poke holes in their arguments, you'd really examine their points. We've got to bring that same critical energy to our chats with AI. And that leads us to one final and maybe the most crucial idea of all. It's about leaning into a feeling that might seem wrong when they're using these powerful new tools. It's about embracing discomfort.
That's right. If you're using GenAI and you feel a little skeptical, maybe a bit uneasy about its answers, that's a good thing. It's a sign that your brain is switched on, that your critical thinking is engaged. It's what pushes you to question, to check, and ultimately to trust your own judgment.
Because in the end, the goal isn't to learn how to blindly trust AI. The real journey here is learning how to engage with it critically, thoughtfully, and on our own terms.
And that leaves us with this final thought. The future of our language, our creativity, our thinking, it isn't about how much we trust AI, it's about how well we question it. It's about keeping a dialogue going, constantly reflecting, and being willing to push back, to resist, all to protect the very human core of who we are.